auto transformer. So this will be using in lab. Okay. So here in the lab we are going to use the auto transformer for conducting the uh, load test on a transformer. So here you have to know about the auto transformer. So it is also there in your syllabus also. So here an auto transformer has a single winding on an iron core. Okay. So it is having only one winding on an iron core. And a part of winding is common to both the primary and secondary circuits. So here it is consisting only one winding and a part of the winding is common to both the primary and secondary circuits. See here, see here, here you can see the diagram. So V1 is the applied voltage, V1 is the supply voltage, I1 is the current, that is the current drawn from the supply. I1 is the current drawn from the supply. Next, here you can see small a. Here before that you can see N1. N1 is the number of turns in the primary. Similarly, N2 is the number of turns in the secondary. You have middle, you have ACB. ACB. So here AB is the number of turns in the primary, that is represented with N1, and BC, bottom you have B, middle you have C. So BC is the N2 or CB is the N2. So here N2 is the number of turns in the secondary. Now here the part of the winding is common to both primary and secondary. That is N2. Here CB part is common to primary and secondary. CB is the number of turns in the secondary. CB is the turns in the secondary. And AB is the winding. Complete winding comes under primary. N1 is the number of turns in the primary, N2 is the number of turns in the secondary, and here this N2 is common for both N1, primary and secondary. And here you can see I2 and the load. So voltage across the load is V2. Now current, so I1 is the current flowing in the winding part AC. So here the winding current is not same in all the places. So if you divide that winding part into AC and CB, AC will carry the current I1, whereas the winding BC will carry the current I2 minus I1. See the diagram once. So V1 is the supply voltage, I1 is the current drawn from the supply, and that current I1 flows through the AC part. AC. So here you can see the winding. So here a part of the winding that is common is BC. BC is common to primary and secondary. Now here this is a step down auto transformer. So V2 will be less than V1. Step down auto transformer. You can also have step up auto transformer. See here. Right side you can see step up auto transformer. V1 is the supply voltage. Okay. N1 is the number of turns in the primary. N2 is the number of turns in the secondary. V2 is the secondary terminal voltage. Okay. Now here the winding is divided into two parts. Let us take here. So here now the part of the winding which is common to both primary and secondary is AB. AB is the part of the winding. Full winding is BC. B is bottom, C is the top. BC is the full winding. Out of this full winding, N1, that is AB, is common to both primary and secondary, and N1 is the number of turns in the primary, N2 is the number of turns in the secondary, and here V2 will be greater than V1. V2 will be greater than V1. You can get a voltage greater than the supply voltage by using this step up auto transformer. So in the lab I am going to show this one. Now here, what is the difference you can observe here? So here it is, this auto transformer is having single winding, and a part of the winding is both here. Part of the winding is common to both primary and secondary. So auto transformer consists of a single winding. See the definition now. An auto transformer has a single winding on an iron core, and a part of winding is common to both the primary and the secondary circuits. So first left side you can see step down auto transformer, right side you can see step up auto transformer. Now here the transformer has some benefits over single. In some cases this auto transformer has benefits over two winding transformer. So where the transformation ratio is near to unity, when the transformation ratio is near to unity, a single phase transformer has many advantages over two winding transformer. So here in this case we can use less amount of copper as compared to single phase two winding transformer. So here this is a single phase auto transformer. So here this auto transformer is used where the transformation ratio is near to unity. So in the lab you are going to have a auto transformer which can transform here you can get a voltage, highest voltage of 300 volts. You can get a voltage of 300 volts when the supply voltage is 230 volts. So 300 by 230 nearly equal to 1. That means the transformation ratio is near to 1. Some 1 point you are going to get. So when the transformation ratio is near to 1, so auto transformer is used where it has many advantages over single winding transformer. The first one is we can save the weight of the copper. So here in your syllabus, you have only just you require what is the auto transformer and what is step down transformer, step up auto transformer. That is enough for you. So next, three-phase transformer connections. So here, before here, after single phase transformers, next topic is three-phase transformers. So here, three-phase core type transformer. Let us see the three-phase core type transformers. So are you able to see the screen? Okay, here this is a three-phase core type transformer. Three-phase core type transformer. You can see here primary and secondary winding. So primary winding is represented with P, secondary winding is represented with S. Primary winding and secondary winding. This is a schematic diagram. Now here, so you have three single phase coils. You have three single phase coils in the primary. You have three single phase secondary coils. Now here, these three coils can be connected in star or delta connection. So based on these connections, there are different types of transformers, different types of three-phase transformers. So here, So here also a three-phase core type transformer costs about 15% less than a bank of three single-phase transformers. So this is a three-phase transformer. So instead of three-phase transformers, if you use three single-phase transformers, that is called as a bank of three single-phase transformers. So there are many advantages of a three-phase transformer over a bank of three single-phase transformers. So first one is we can reduce the cost, we can reduce the material, we can reduce the copper required, we can reduce the core material required, and also here, see here, also a single unit occupies less space than a bank. So if you take a three-phase transformer, the space occupied will be less than a bank of three single-phase transformers. So first one is cost reduces, size reduces. By the size reduces means material required reduces, and due to the arrangement also we can reduce the space. So next, three-phase transformer connections. So based on the connections, we have these following four connections. So here, three-phase transformers may have the following four standard connections. First one is star delta. So primary windings are connected in star, secondary windings are connected in delta. Next, delta star. So primary is delta connected, secondary is star connected. Delta delta. Both the primary and secondary are connected in delta connection. Fourth one is star star. So primary is connected in star, secondary is connected in star. So here, let us take this first one, star delta connection. So if the supply voltage is V, what is the voltage per phase in the primary? V by root 3. And star side, you know that a line current is equal to phase current. Now coming to the secondary side, IL is the line current, IL by root 3 is the phase current, and phase voltage is equal to line voltage for a delta connection. So in the lab, you are going to verify this one. Phase voltages, line voltages in a star system, phase currents and line currents in a delta system. So next, delta star connection. So in delta star connection, V is the supply voltage at the delta side, I is the line current. Next, phase current is given by I by root 3. So star side, phase voltage is equal to VL by root 3. So next, delta delta connection. V is the applied voltage, line to line voltage, I is the line current, I by root 3 is the phase current. Similarly, in the secondary side, if IL is the if IL is the line current, IL by root 3 is the phase current, VL is the line to line voltage. Star star. So here capital I is the line current, that will be equal to the phase current. So phase current is equal to line current, which is equal to I. So if V is the supply voltage, that means line voltage. Always the voltage will be line voltage. Phase voltage is equal to VL by root 3. That is V by root 3. And coming to the right side, if VL by root 3 is the phase current, VL will be the line current. So these are the transformer connections. So let us see the applications of an auto transformer. So the various applications of an auto transformer are: for starting squirrel cage induction motors and synchronous motors. So here we are going to use three-phase auto transformers. So for starting a squirrel cage induction motor and a synchronous motor, we use a three-phase auto transformer at the time of starting. So we are going to slightly increase our voltage. So if we apply full voltage at a time, so more current will be drawn and uh, winding gets heated up and it may melt. So for starting squirrel cage induction motors and synchronous motor, we are going to apply the voltage slowly. So for interconnecting AC systems having roughly the same operating voltage, so as boosters to rise the voltage in AC feeders. So boosters means they will used for increasing the voltage. So auto transformer is used when the voltage falls below the rated voltage. By use of an auto transformer, we are going to increase the voltage. So fourth point, as furnace transformers to supply power to furnaces that require supply voltage. Sometimes if the supply voltage decreases, the furnace may not work efficiently. So we have to increase the voltage. So for that, we are going to use auto transformers for obtaining variable output voltages. So here, for applying the variable output voltages, we are going to use a auto transformer. So there will be a tapping. So you can change the tapping and the auto transformer can be used for getting the various voltages. So now let us see the difference between auto transformer and two winding transformer. So if you see auto transformer, a part of the winding is common. Two winding transformer, winding is separate. There is no electrical connection. But in an auto transformer, you have a electrical connection as a part of the winding is both common to both primary and secondary. So here, second point, copper saving takes place. So two winding, no copper saving. So third point, there is no electrical isolation between primary and secondary. You have already seen there is no electrical isolation. But in a two winding transformer, electrical isolation between primary and secondary. Next, fourth point in auto transformer, size is small. The size is large in a two winding transformer. Cost is low. Here cost will be high. So in a auto transformer, losses are low. Losses are high. Efficiency is high in a auto transformer. Efficiency is low in a two winding transformer. So this is comparison between them. So here if you see the applications of applications of auto transformer. So first one is the variac. You can get the variable AC voltage. Next, starting of AC motors, thermostat, etc. So coming to the applications of power transformer. So power supply, welding, isolation transformer, etc. If you want to provide isolation between the circuits, definitely you require a two winding transformer. So induction motors. Next topic is induction motors, three-phase induction motors. So this I will continue in the next class, three-phase induction motors. So here in the transformer, you study about the EMF equation, phasor diagrams, and what are BH characteristics, what is the ideal transformer, what is a practical transformer, what are the losses. See the syllabus book and read the topics. losses and efficiency, auto transformer, three-phase transformer connections. Okay, here you in the transformer you don't require to study about the. See here, I will show the topics here. What are the topics we have to read from the starting? So here, unit 3, you study the definition of transformer. Okay. So this is the schematic diagram that you have to study. What is primary? What is the secondary? What is step up transformer? What is step down transformer? Working you study. Okay. So here derivation. So this derivation you study. EMF equation. Okay. E equal to 4.44 F N1 phi m. E2 equal to 4.44 F N2 phi m. You study up to BH curve. Then this ideal transformer also you study. So in the exam they are asking what is the ideal transformer, what is the practical transformer. If you consider these 4 points, it is the ideal transformer. If you don't consider 4 points, if you don't consider the winding resistance, leakage flux, iron loss, magnetizing current, that becomes the ideal transformer. If you consider these four, that means winding resistance, leakage flux, iron loss, and magnetizing current, then it becomes a practical transformer. So what are the losses? So draw the here. This is enough. Phasor diagram of an ideal transformer for inductive load. So here you can mention phi 1 theta 1 is equal to theta 2. You can mention, and that is enough. Okay. So up to this, you have to study entire thing. So what are the topics which we can leave? I will show here. So here, this you can leave practical transformer. Okay. If you want, you can learn for getting the information. So practical transformer you can leave. This phasor diagram you can leave. Next, you have to study this impedance ratio. These diagrams you can leave. So coming to this one, voltage regulation. So voltage regulation of a transformer. This definition and the formula. If you remember the formula, you can easily remember the definition. So next, OC, this is open circuit test, or simply it is called as OC test. OC test and AC test you can leave. It is not there in your syllabus. Next, this you have to study losses in a transformer. So here you can leave OC and AC test. That's all. And coming to practical transformer, it's exact equivalent circuit. So the topics which you have to leave are equivalent circuit of a practical transformer. So practical transformer, it's equivalent circuit that you can leave, and OC and AC test. OC means open circuit test, short circuit test. These three topics you can leave. Remaining you can study. If you want, you can study for the information. Okay, for the exam, those are not important. That means they are not asking in the exam, as they are not included in the syllabus. So you can study only for the information, not compulsory. So the topics which you can leave are practical transformer equivalent circuit. That is one. Second one is OC test. Third one is AC test. These three topics you can leave. So remaining you can study. So total losses in a transformer efficiency you have to study. So condition for maximum efficiency. So here maximum efficiency occurs when iron loss is equal to copper loss. problem you have to study here. This is based upon the efficiency. Next, auto transformer, step up auto transformer, step down auto transformer, advantages. Next, three-phase. After study the three-phase core type transformer. So here you can study everything except practical transformer equivalent circuit. That one is that one. Second, you can leave OC test. Third, SC test. If you want, you can study, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So connections you have to study very simple. So tomorrow I'm going to start. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday I'm going to start three-phase induction motor. So let me take the attendance.